Today's project in this third gen Cummins is to restore the headlights. This is an 09 Ram 3500, and you can see from over the years the headlights have faded, particularly on the top here, on both sides. You can buy aftermarket lights for a couple $100 for a pair, but from what I've read, the quality isn't the greatest and the fit is not the greatest either. Mopar, genuine Mopar replacements are about $340 US each side, so not cheap. So we're going to try to wet sand these a few times, polish them, put a headlight clear coat on them, and we'll see how it turns out. So here's a look at the passenger side. You can see it's kind of got the same problem. I'm going to mask around it, maybe put some plastic around it, and then commence with some wet sanding. I've got it all masked off, surrounded with some plastic. I'm going to get started with some 400 grit wet sanding. So as I'm doing it with the 400 grit here, this is getting the most work up top because it was the worst, but just rub your hand over it until you feel the rough areas start to disappear, and continue with that until it's all smooth. Your wet sanding, just your technique wise, if you're going to sand this direction, you do complete headlight in that direction, then switch direction of your sandpaper and do a couple of passes that way, and then just alternate back and forth like that. Done 4 or 5 passes with the 400 grit here now, and so I'm just going to sort of wipe it off, see how it looks, and then I'm going to repeat this process once again with 800, 1500, and then 3000 grit. Fiber towel, you can see that now the whole headlight has got a sort of fog look to it. So I've run my fingers over here. There's still a couple of spots that are rough here, so I'm going to hit that again with the 400 grit sandpaper. I'm happy with where it's at with the 400 grit for now, so I'm not going to make you guys watch me sand this headlight 4 times. But again, I'm just going to hit it now with 800 grit, and 1500 grit, and then 3000 grit. I just finished my last sanding. It was actually with 2000 grit. I thought I had some 3000 grit in stock in here in the shop, but I didn't. So I went from 800 to 1500 and then finished up at 2000. That's not a concern for me because when we painted this car in the garage, we wet sanded it 3 or 4 times, and we finished at 2000 before a final cut and buff. And it turned out great. Before we go on to the polishing stage, you want to clean up this headlight as best you can to get all the grit from the sandpaper off of it. Clean the headlight a few times, and then I give it a final wipe with some alcohol to make sure it's clean. The tool I'm going to use is this Griot's Garage Orbital Polisher. It's their smaller version. That's a 4-inch white polishing pad. And the polisher we're going to use is this Meguiar's Plastex. It's a clear plastic cleaner and polish. Works pretty well from what I've seen online. And then I have some of this Gary Dean's detail juice. And that detail juice, it has a dilution ratio. I think it is about 2.5 ounces to a gallon of water. So I've mixed some of that up. The intent with this stuff is just to keep the polishing pad damp, so I'm not dry polishing the headlight. I've dampened the polishing pad with some of that detail juice. I've squirted on about 3 sort of pea-sized drops of the Meguiar's Plastex polish. This is a 6-speed polisher, so I've set it kind of to a medium setting. It's on number 4. And then we'll just get underway and start polishing. Kind of work a small area at a time. As I said, go back and forth. We're going to switch directions. I've gone over that once already with the polisher. You can see that it's starting to clear up and it looks better already. Just another tip when you're using the polisher, you don't want to apply too heavy pressure. Kind of let the orbital polisher do the work itself. Just finished the second pass with the polisher, and then I've got a clean microfiber cloth here just to wipe off all the polish. Pleased with the results. I'm probably going to do it 2 more times, and then we'll put a clear coat on it. Finish that last polishing with the Plastex, and now I'm going to give it a thorough cleaning with some Windex. a couple of times, and then after that we're going to follow it up with this Meguiar's headlight coating. Here we go with the headlight coating from Meguiar's. Directions say medium wet coat, let it dry 3 to 5 minutes, and then coat it again. Okay, this is with the second coat of the Meguiar's headlight coating. I mean, it looks pretty good. I won't say it looks brand new, but it certainly looks better. So there's the passenger side. That's pretty much what it looked like when we started. I just finished the same process on the driver's side. It turned out pretty well. Hopefully, if you're considering restoring your headlights, this is helpful. Thanks for watching.